Hi internet, so I'm doing the Achilles heel book tag and we'll see how fast I can do this one. Okay, so the first one is, what type of a setting are you a sucker for? Magic, anything magic. Protagonist set up against the world, maybe a little bit evil. I like a little bit of evil in my protagonist. And maybe an unknown world, no tech. I love my tech. Like, tech's another thing that I'm a sucker for, but when it comes to magic, usually no tech. Thief Magic Study Series, Frontier Magic, that sort of thing. Otherwise, tech, badass. I like my female protagonists to be strong badasses that could kill me any day of the week with their eyes closed. Also, it helps if they like books and tech, but if it's magic, no tech. What genre you go nuts and obsess about? I love fantasy, I love YA fantasy, I just love fantasy in general. Throw in a bit of crime and mystery in there, but fantasy usually. Sometimes I go off my fantasy train, but usually fantasy. Historical fantasy I'm finding I like as well. What kind of character hits your soft spot? The independent ones with trash issues that have shit that they have to do and get in shit constantly and have just like shit lives, but it's like, it's me against the world and I'm awesome. Or I'm not quite awesome, but it's me against the world and I have magic abilities or an assassin. Their words. Average book. If it's a boy obsessed girl, totally hate it. Which book relationship makes you go weak at the knees? My favourite book relationship is in the study series. It will always be the study series, although I am kind of liking the one in the class series, but study series. The Yelena novels. The main one. Oh fuck it, I've spoiled it enough. Yelena and Valak. Always Yelena and Valak. My heart forever. If I was to find out that Yelena and Valak got a divorce, they're not married, but if I was to find out they got a divorce, I'd be like, I'd just kill myself. What type of plot would probably be the end of you? A plot you do not like. Rom-coms. I like them in my movies, I don't always like them in my books, or any book where a girl is obsessed over a guy that treats her terribly. I guess the main, but yeah, anyway where it's like super guy obsessed girl or girl obsessed guy. Anyone that's obsessed with someone in a romantic sense usually annoys me, especially if they make terrible decisions because of it, or really dependent characters where they depend on something so heavily and throughout the whole book that's all you see, and it's not them like conquering that dependence or anything, but them being like super dependent on things. Oh, that was the end of the Achilles heel tag. But yeah, so that's kind of stories that are my Achilles heel. Fantasy, strong independent people with relationships that are strong and independent, pretty much. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a lovely week and I'll see you next time. Bye. Also, if they are the evil, the villain, I'm kind of liking them more. Some books I do like the villain more because of certain things. Example, Spellcaster. Stupid teenage girl. Or the villain. I'm going with the villain.